What's up, crypto freaks? David Allen here. It was time for me to do another crypto investment diary. Um, let's take a look at this crazy market cap. In the last month, the market cap has gone from 24 billion to knocking on the door of 34 billion. It's a 28% rise in 1 month. That's insane. Look at what it's done in the last week. The beginning of the week, the market cap was under 30, and now, as we know, it's almost 34. It's a 12% rise in a week. People, this does not happen in any other sector or any other asset class. This is crazy. It's crazy good time to be an investor here. You've got the big fish coming in, the stock and bond guys. You have hedge funds coming in. You've got different trusts happening. People pushing for ETFs. The mainstream is just beginning to wake up and try to figure this out. So new money is coming in, and it's real money. People that have some real dough are coming in. Haven't done a diary in a little bit because I've been buying, and buying some more. I've gone from having 1% of my overall portfolio into crypto up to 2%. And I've been around a little while, and I've got my own business. I'm a professional. So it's no small sum that I'm talking about here. And I'm continuing to go. This is exciting, people. And 33.456 billion, that's still nothing. That's nothing. We are still under the size of just one S&P 500 company. My prediction is that the cryptocurrency market cap will reach $1 trillion, which is where the smallest of the sectors in the U.S. stock market is, which would be the utility sector. So that is a phenomenal gain from here. I'm going to go over with you a little bit what I've been doing and what I've been buying. I did a video the other day about the 40-60 crypto portfolio. I'm a firm believer that take 40% of all the money I've coming in this space and put it into Bitcoin. Sock it away on my keep key. Don't touch it. So I've been doing that. I've got more Bitcoin than I've ever had. And I've actually got a little ahead of myself today with some of these altcoins that I purchased that I'll tell you about. So I need to add a Bitcoin or two in there to kind of get me back up to 40%. I think Bitcoin is, first of all, it's rising. But when you have the new money come in, big money, people that have been doing stocks and bonds and real estate and all that, that's the first place they go is Bitcoin. It's what they've heard of. So that's where the money's going to go. The money's always going to go into there. I'm not saying it all will, but money will always go into Bitcoin. It also is where, like, I use it as my medium to get into altcoins. I use it on Shapeshift, I'll use it on Bittrex, I'll use it on Poloniex, I'll use it on Genesis Mining. It is like my dollar. Which, by the way, I get the Tether thing. People are like, well, why do people want Tether? I don't get it. People are using it in place of the US dollar. Instead of using Bitcoin, they're converting their dollars into Tether, and it's as if they're acting in a fiat. And I get it. So yes, Bitcoin, 40% of everything. I'm mining Bitcoin, not heavily, but I do mine it. Ethereum. I just bought a dozen Ethereum at $50, and there's so much going on the Ethereum platform. It is the other thing that new people know about. It's on Coinbase, as you know. It is technology that people are just crazy about. Big companies, everybody's into Ethereum. And so even though they're going to make a lot of coins, this is going to keep rising. You see the pump right now, it's up 23%. So I was lucky and got in at $50. I've been buying since January. I was looking back at my history in Coinbase, and I was buying Bitcoin at $8.90 when I started in January, and Ethereum at $10. And I've been buying and holding. Bitcoin is the only thing that I sell because, like I said, I use it as a medium to get into other coins and for Genesis mining. But I've been acquiring Ethereum. I've got quite a bit now. With this new stuff coming in, you know, I'll be up to a decent amount, a respectable amount. So let me talk about what these other people, these big dogs, are going to come in. That what is considered mainstream to the big dogs, in my opinion, are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ethereum Classic. If somebody were to come in and just invest in those four, I think you will get the benefit of riding the wave from when this goes to $33 billion to $1 trillion. You would get the benefit of riding the wave, and you'd be diversified enough where it would happen. Is that as fun? Maybe not. But I just wanted to give you my opinion that those are the four mainstream coins that people who are getting converted into the crypto space from other spaces, successful big dogs, and I think even hedge funds, that's where they're going to go. Ethereum Classic has that grayscale trust that's happening, and it's got a big bump from that. You know, Litecoin's been around forever, and then Bitcoin and Ethereum are the big two. Next on my list, as far as an order of my holdings, my top holding is Bitcoin. It's 40%. I've got Ethereum after that. It looks like it's about 15%. Next is NEM. I've been talking about NEM. I did a video on NEM, the forgotten top 10 currency. It's presently down about 10% today, but that's because it's had a huge run. NEM is at, it almost hit 5 cents in NEM. Now it's at like 4.5 cents in NEM. I was buying it at 1 cent in NEM. You know, 1.5 cents in NEM, 2 cents in NEM. And, you know, I've got well over 100,000 now, and I'm going to look to continue to add. The technology is amazing. A lot of its use is out of Japan. Japan is now, cryptocurrency is legal tender. It's cheap. People like to own a lot of coins. I've talked about this before. They'd rather own 2,500 coins rather than, you know, that are a penny, rather than one coin that's $25. It has a limited supply. I'm sure some of those are already toast because people have lost them or whatever. But I'm looking for NEM to go to a dime, and ultimately, when we get to $1 trillion, this thing's going to be over $1. So get you some NEM. That's my opinion on that. It's my third biggest holding. Will it stay my third biggest holding? I don't know. My next biggest holding is Litecoin. I haven't really bought Litecoin in a while because I invested a good amount on mining it in Genesis Mining. I've got 315 mega hash, and I'm thinking about maybe adding to it again. The darn Dash is just so profitable on Genesis Mining. So I'm adding there. Dash, I haven't really bought any Dash, but I'm mining the heck out of it. Between my wife and I, we've got, you know, 4,300 mega hash of Dash, and I am taking a little bit of that now and putting it toward Dogecoin. My next biggest is Burst. That's kind of my most speculative play. But when I first started, when I made a video about buying and holding Burst, and I started buying Burst, the market cap was 2.5 million. The market cap of Burst is now 4 million and rising. And that, as I've said before, Burst is about 80% or 81% mined, and then that's it. My next biggest holding, and I've been adding to this as well, is Ethereum Classic. So I was buying Ethereum Classic at $1.75, $2, $2.25, and then I just added again at $4, and now here we are. It's $4.84. It hit $5 for a little bit. You know, there's you know, the minimum investment on that grayscale trust is $10,000. So, and you have to be, the reason they can have a trust rather than an ETF is they have to be high net worth individuals. So there's high net worth money coming into Ethereum Classic. Like I was saying before, the high net worth money is going to go into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ethereum Classic predominantly. And if you just put your money there, you'll be able to ride that wave. Pivx I've been adding. You know, I first got into Pivx at 75 cents, and of course it went up to $2, and then it tanked. I did buy some Pivx, a small amount at $1.50, and then I did buy some at $1.90. But most of my stuff is at 75 cents, and then I bought yesterday and today when it was down to $1.20. It's at $1.35 and it's back up. So it's back up on the rise again. Pivx has a strong community. It's another one that if you buy it and hold it and just wait for all this money to come into this space, you're going to do great. My next biggest pick is Monero. I've added there as well. Monero is up 8.77%, but it's still in that range, that $18 to $21, $22 range. It's got great technology, great privacy. The wallet could be better, but it has not really caught the pump yet, and everything else has that is of its technology, of its stature. So I like Monero. As I said before, I even got the Monero T-shirt, and but it's down there in my holdings. And the reason it's down there in my holdings is because it just hasn't risen as much. Some of these ones I haven't put nearly as much money in, but they've gone crazy. I mean, my NEM has gone crazy. Ethereum has gone crazy for me. I mean, buying it at $10 and now it's hitting $65. That's crazy. Let's see. Golem. I've been buying Golem. It's on the Exodus wallet. I buy it when it's like 10 cents. And then here it is. It's at 12. I think Golem's going to $1. Economy, the kind of index fund that I've talked about before, that I think that's another place big money could go, because it provides them instant diversification without them having to have a lot of know-how. Golem is one of the main holdings there that got my attention. I know that the Exodus wallet guys like it. It's good technology. I'm adding. It's up 20% right now. Dogecoin I love, and Dogecoin just had a great little run. Look at that, 0.000651. I was buying it in the 3s and the 4s. I've got well over 2 million right now. I'm putting my wife's Genesis mining into that, which is small. It's like 2.5 terahash. But now I decided to put 10% of my Dash mining into it, which is up at 3,300 megahash. So that should be significant. And I like to shapeshift it or whatever and get some more. I'm kind of digging on the Dogecoin. It's they love it in Japan. It's been around a while. It's lightning fast. It's been around long enough where people have heard about it, and it's super cheap. I really like the super cheap ones, because I think that a lot of the speculative money that the young people come into, they like to get the super cheap coins. They're trying to get the coin that they can have, get a few 100,000 of, and then hope it goes to $1. It's just a lot less likely if you're buying, Bitcoin at $1,200 for it to go to, $120,000 where you make that kind of return. I mean, it could happen, but it's just not as likely, and it doesn't feel good. It feels a lot better, like I said, to have 50,000 Doge rather than 0.01 Bitcoin. Ripple, I've got into it. I've just heard too many people say that they think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. The banks are using it. So I went ahead and I've got about just under $1,000 worth. I'm like, why not? It's super cheap. It does fit that criteria. And here it is. I just got into it at 3 cents, and now it's almost up to 4 cents. That was just pure luck. But I'm telling you, if you just get in here and you buy and accumulate, you're going to have luck, because there's just so much money coming into the space. Unless you have a coin that's going to fail, you're going to do well. And even if you have a coin that fails, if you're diversified and have a dozen of them, the 11 will carry the day, and the one you won't even feel. But I've been buying Ripple. It's got a pretty cool little wallet on GateHub. Another one that I have, and that I haven't added to since my last video. It's the only one I haven't added to, is Augur, but I'm looking at it. And then I like Augur. I like the prediction software. I'm just waiting to see where it goes. I almost added it a couple times, but I've just been too excited about some of these other ones. I could feel like Doge was going to pop. I could feel that Ethereum Classic was going to pop. I could feel that Golem was going to pop. And I could feel that NEM was going to pop. So I really was putting a lot of dough into those. Next one, that was Augur. Oh, and then Zcash. I went ahead and bought, what do I have? About $400 of Zcash. But when I got into it, and it's up actually, I bought it at 67. It's at $78. But I went into it and started reading about it a little bit more. And I don't know if you realize, but 20% of all the coins mined go to the founders. To me, that's repugnant. They're just making bank, and it kind of pisses me off. So I don't know if I'm going to add any more. I guess it is kind of a mainstream coin that people talk about. But so I'm glad I have a little. And it is kind of scarce. There's a 1,181,000, but they're supposed to mine 21 million. I didn't realize the number was going to be so large. I kind of like Z Classic better, but it's a little bit off the beaten path. It's already at $4, and it's a definite maybe. I bought some Factum on Poloniex, and beware, if you buy Factum on Poloniex, I had them send it to my Exodus wallet. It never got there, and customer service on Poloniex is basically non-existent. So I bought 48.9 Factum, about $325, and I've had one communication with them. Basically, it was sorry for the delay. We'll be back with you soon. That was a week ago. So beware. I like Space Shift and Change Jelly better than Poloniex for if things are on there. It's just so easy, and you just wait, and you don't have to go in there and wait for your money to show up on the exchange, and then mess around with those limit orders and that are constantly moving. I'm a busy guy. Space Shift and Change Jelly to me are great things. And that's why I think for Pivx it's a good thing that it got added to Change Jelly, because it's a lot easier to buy it. So that's about it. I did update upgraded my Genesis mining with 500 mega hash of Dash. That's still incredibly profitable. I am adding little bits of script on HashFlare, and that's it. I am continuing to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum on Coinbase. Ethereum goes straight into the Keep Key. Bitcoin, 40% goes into my Keep Key, and the rest I'm spending on altcoins and upgrading my mining. I am all systems go. These numbers on the charts for capitalization just tell me that my instincts are more than right. New money is coming in. People are just beginning to talk about it. Like rich dudes are just thinking they're cool because they're now not just bashing Bitcoin. They're actually looking at it a little bit, but it's still in the infant stages. So I would take everything you've got, put it in this space, and buy and hold. Like I said, if you did just Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or Ethereum Classic, you'd be great. And if you get into a bunch of altcoins, that's great. Just I wouldn't do like some people are doing and chasing the hot coin, because you can trade your way even through a total bull market into losses. It's just the way that it goes. So that's it. I appreciate it. I'm sorry it took me so long to get back out here to do another one, but I've been really busy just buying. And for Genesis mining, use my code. I'll get you back. It's down right now. I'm hoping that's just like it really is truly maintenance. But we'll see. That's it. Have a great one. Thanks.